Hey guys, it's TJ here from RBT, and today I want to talk to you about willpower. Now, we always want more willpower. We want to, stay away from the cookies. We want to try and stay away from the things that may be sabotaging our results. And today I'm going to go through the exact strategies of why willpower depletes, because yes, it can, how to keep it for longer, and how to get your results in the long run so you can actually get those results, keep them for life, and live that willpower that you want. So first off, what I want to say is, control. We all say to ourselves, control yourself, dog, don't treat yourself with food, or, all those little funny catchphrases out there. But when we come to our endeavors, sometimes we go through that short-term game and we don't worry about that long-term pain. So we eat the cookies for the short-term gain, and the long-term pain still stays there. We still stay overweight. We still don't have the love for ourselves that we really want. Now, research shows us that willpower is actually a limited muscle. So yes, each of us only have a certain amount of it, and yes, it can deplete. So how do we know this? Now, there was a study at one of the universities in the States, and what they did is they put one of the people down. They sat him at a table. Now, it was an experiment. They said, I want you to be a part of my experiment. What it was is they sat them down in front of a plate of cookies, freshly steamed chocolate chip cookies. You can smell it right now. So the smell's coming up, wafting inside your nose. You probably want some cookies right now. And the other side, there was a plate of hot, steaming turnips. They don't really sound too inviting. And we have already this psychological response. I'm already thinking about the cookies. Now, so the person sat there and they said they're only allowed to eat turnips. So they looked there and they're like, yeah, don't really want it. And then they interrupted them and they said, can you just come to the other side of the table? And they said, can you please help us out with this puzzle? So what happened is they had to work on the puzzle, and it's problem solving. So obviously this detracts their brain power. They're trying to really go through this complex puzzle. Time passes, they're having trouble. More time passes, you can't solve the puzzle. You get close, but eventually you give up. You just can't get there. So what happened? The experiment's over. But little they understand is there was actually people that were allowed cookies. So some of the people coming into the experiment actually were allowed some of the cookies. Now, what they found is the people who had to hold off from eating the cookies and were allowed to eat the turnips, when they went across the other side of the table and they started to do the focusing with their brain on the other puzzle, they gave up sooner on the puzzle and never actually finished it or completed. They just gave up. People who were allowed to eat the cookies, they weren't depleting their willpower whilst trying to hold off and complete the puzzle at the same time. So allowed to munch on a couple of cookies and they were completing the puzzle. Now, the people who did that, they actually, one, stayed longer at the puzzle. Two, some of them actually completed the puzzle. So what they came to the end of the day is the conclusion is the people who depleted their willpower actually didn't stay long, and they didn't have enough willpower left to try and complete the puzzle. And the ones who didn't have to deplete the willpower with the cookies completed the puzzle. So willpower, everyone only has so much inside of you right now. So what can we do and how can we anticipate this? So one thing what I need you to do straight away. So what we have to do is we have to anticipate a plan for times of low self-control. We aren't always going to have willpower after long days of stressful time at work when we had to try and focus on, doing complex puzzles all day, and we're trying to hold back from eating some of the things that, don't fit inside our plan. So now we know self-control is a limited resource, and it's depleting. It means less for later. So, and especially late at night, because that's when a lot of us crave. So don't start something frustrating at night when you know you have cookies or chocolate or ice cream in the fridge, because that means that's going to go. So trying to leave things at night, so it's more like meditation. It's more like, going for a jog. It's more like time for you. Calming down towards night is going to help you with willpower because you're not stressing and depleting at nighttime. So it's not going to be gone when you have those other things in the house that you might not want to have if they don't fit inside your calories. So what can we do? We can also exercise our willpower, because willpower is a muscle. Research shown is that willpower is like a trained muscle, like training inside the gym. You do 10 sets of squats at a certain weight, you do it for a few weeks, that weight becomes, or it feels lighter because you're getting stronger and stronger. If you exercise your willpower over time, that becomes stronger. So what you could do is you have a chocolate bar on your desk at work. As you're working all day with complex, frustrating stuff, resist the urge to eat the chocolate bar. This is actually building your willpower. And if you're resisting it there, you build your willpower over time. You'll resist it at home, and times that are stressful and are tough to get through, you'll resist it then as well. So we can do that. Now, because it can be trained, we want to be doing that. Also, what we want to understand is we want to sleep more. So what you need to understand is sleep deprivation makes us susceptible to temptations, okay? Self-control requires a lot of brain power, and when we're tired, our bodies don't tend to deliver enough glucose to our brain for it to get the willpower engine going. So all of a sudden, the willpower goes down and we crave. So that's something we need to do. Make sure you're getting enough hours sleep in. We want to go about 7 to 8 hours. Make a plan for dealing with it when the temptations you face. If you're really going to crave, have some licorice tea on hand. So that gives you a little bit of sweet tooth. Or, allow it into your macros. So in your macronutrients, allow for something inside there as well. So a Skinny Cow ice cream or a cookie or have it there for you. So if you allow for it, you're allowed it. Or go for a run for 15 minutes. Get those endorphins cranking in your body. Trust me, after you go for a run for 15 minutes at night, you push yourself, you get up, get moving. When you get back, you're not going to want it anymore at all. So you could do those two things. Or the last one, remind yourself why you are doing what you're doing. Because if you have that why, that deep sense of, I'm going to achieve this because of the reason, in 12 months' time, I want to move towards my goals, not away from it. Because at the moment, if I keep eating these foods that aren't inside my plan, it's taking me away. You're at a pivotal point right now. You can eat the foods taking you towards the goals or away from your goals. Now, each and every year, you're 2 kilos heavier. In 3 years, you're 6, 7, 8 kilos heavier. Or in 2, 3 years, you can be towards your goals. Or 6 months towards your goals. It's up to you. Have a picture of your favorite Fitspo if you need to. Reflect, look at it, grab the motivation, stay strong, go for a 15-minute run. Have your plan, and that's what you do, guys, to one, build your willpower muscle, stay in control of your results, and making sure you can get them in the long term, because it's not just a short-term fun game. You want to get it for life. You want to get your results, keep them, and that's what it's all about. So thanks again for listening to this. That's TJ from RBT. And if you go down to the bottom of this page right now, what you can do is you can go in for a 2-week trial, getting 8 personal training sessions, your own nutritional plan, and the accountability to take your body to the next level totally for free. So scroll down to the bottom of the page, put your details in. You'll get a call from our guys. You'll get those first 2 weeks free, because we want to increase your willpower and we want to get you to your results. So do that now, and I'll see you in the gym.